Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, May 27th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Real quick note here, this will be the last pre-market video until next Tuesday, May 31st, 2022, as we will be celebrating the Memorial Day holiday here in the United States on Monday. Right now, we'll take a look here at the ES on the daily time frame. You'll notice right here a big time push here through the 4,000 level yesterday, triggered a trend day scenario to the upside. We mentioned if we could get and stay above 4,000, there could be an opening back toward 4,100. 4,100 is the top end of the current market structure, which currently sees price from 3,850 up to 4,100. Again, very similar to what we've seen before, kind of like this day here where it rallied back to 4,300. If we can get above 4,300, maybe it could take us back to 45, but it didn't. Instead, we saw a hard rejection that kept us in the range and eventually saw a clean market structure move downward. So this is likely to be very similar. Not likely that we see a push through 4,100 given current market scenario here. Above 4,100 could open up the next 200 points up to 4,300 as price may attempt to trade within this market structure, but right now the primary idea is for a fade again back into the range, maybe even back into the lower portion of the range heading into next week. As of right now, keep an eye on the previous session's high price, keep an eye on 4,100. Any rejection at that point could lead us back into the previous session's midpoint there, which is around 4,000, 39.94s or so. Overall, let's see, it is 40. Oh, previous session's midpoint 40.17. That could be a very good target right there today if we see rejection here in the 4,100 zone. So again, right now we're still in the trading range. This trading range has developed over the last few weeks. Above 4,100 could open up 43, but right now expecting lower volatility, lower price range as we head into the holiday extended weekend. We take a look here at the NQ. NQ is also showing some strength in the previous session, broke through the 5-day range to the upside and is now approaching the upper end of the recent trading range here. This trading range again shows very clear resistance at around 12.6. The lower edge is around 11.5, and to get through 12.6 would open up the next 1,000 to 900 points up to about 13.5 to 13.6. But right now, again, given the overall downtrending price action here, every time we see a push into prior support, turn resistance, it's an opportunity for bears to defend and turn price back down. So again, right now showing a little bit of strength at the moment. We could see a little bit more upside, but a failure to hold above the previous session's highs could turn this thing around. So again, a little bit more upside perhaps into the top end of the range, but not expecting any follow through that range at this time. If so, they could open up another move again up to 13.5 to 13.6, which would be a welcomed rally, but right now we have seen these rallies fizzle out very, very quickly lately. If we take a look here at crude oil had a very narrow 4-day range, and that was broken to the upside, a trend day up scenario, and we rallied right into the 115 zone. Today's high 114.99s, and we've backed off that level. We've actually dropped from 114.99 to today's low of 112.85, so it was a 3-handle drop very, very quickly, rather a 2-handle drop very quickly. And what we're seeing right now again is this resistance become very, very firm, and if we see a rejection at 115, 116 yet again, that could open up a return back into the middle of the range at around 104, 105, maybe even across the range back toward 100. But again, this market has been very bullish, and we do have a rounded bottom developing on the bright edge of this range, which could eventually see price break through the 115s yet again. So 115 is going to be very important. We noted that the 4-day range was very narrow, and it could suggest a move somewhere in the range of about 10 to 12 points of potential movement up ahead. And if there is a failure again to get through the 115s, we could use the 115 high here and point downward about 10 points, and that'll get us back toward the 105 zone yet again. Very similar to what happened back here when it dropped into the range and got us about 10 handles on that move. So again, keeping an eye on this edge. 115 very important. If there does happen to be a breakout to the upside, it could be pretty significant, as the next 10 handles could be to the upside, 115 to 125. Otherwise, if this area continues to hold as it has, we may be looking at a retracement back into the center of the range. Looking at Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin is still in the range. Again, still building out this big time narrow range. Now 11 days solid in this range. Again, anytime you have a long form range that's compressing at support like this, it's a matter of time before you get that major expansion. It's almost like this here, where it sat for a very long time and eventually whoosh, you get the big time break. So again, if we get a break at 28K, there could be a tremendous meltdown here to the downside that opens up the next 8, 10, maybe even 12,000 points of range. So keeping an eye on this range as it continues to develop. We may see further sideways price action for the foreseeable future until we get that expansion, but once we do, it could be rather significant. Taking a look at ETH, very similar here. Yesterday this one got a very strong low intraday. That saved it from further selling pressure, but once it retested 1900 from below, it was smacked down. Right now you're seeing a bit of a failed low in an attempt to climb back above 1800. Perhaps a double bottom trying to develop here, but again, that narrow range right now breaking to the downside a bit, not really getting a full-on meltdown just yet, but also not looking the healthiest as of right now. You can see right here, failing to get back above 1900 could open up again another 800 to 1,000 points of downside. We could be looking at triple digits here, and the 100% downside target of that early key range that developed earlier this year is 902. We could be looking at further weakness into that zone up ahead, and again, from current levels, that would still be a 50% haircut. So this is a must hold zone for Ethereum. Otherwise, we could be looking at much more weakness ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.